Afternoon.
Yes, very good afternoon. So,
How are you?
yes, I'm great. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
So, we are meeting, I think, first time. So, just introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. As you know, my name is Nutan and I'm from Mathura. I'm a homemaker and I run a YouTube channel as well. If I tell you about my qualifications, then I'm graduate from commerce and I'm blessed with two kids. Thank you.
Oh, that's really great. So, you are from Mathura. It's a like holy place. It's a great shrine. So,
Yeah.
Mathura is really very famous place. So, like, I haven't been there, but I know the Radha Krishna temple.
Absolutely. Many temples, numerous.
So, how far is it from your place?
It depends. Since I live in Mathura, and if I tell you the famous temple which is Prem Mandir, this temple in it's in Vrindavan, not in Mathura. So it takes I think half an hour at least to
Vrindavan
reach
is
Vrindavan.
Vrindavan is different from Mathura.
Yeah.
Like in
Yes.
Mathura,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think okay,
Yes.
Vrindavan is
It's
different.
different. Different.
Okay.
Different. Yeah.
So in Mathura, also in there is our temple in Mathura.
Yeah. It's
No,
there's a Shri Krishna birthplace temple.
birthplace. Okay.
Yeah.
So nowadays, I think the fair is going on because
Yeah. You can so because this Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival
hmm,
is around the corner. Yeah.
so, it's a great, of course. So do you get over there any foreigner?
Actually, when I earlier used to go to the temple, so I used to see a lot of foreigners. Okay, and when I started making my videos and gathered this much courage to deal with people. So after that, when I went those places, so I never ever found any foreigners. Maybe I was late. I don't know what was
Hmm.
the reason behind that. And but yeah, there are many foreigners. They come to have a vision of Lord Krishna. And there are a lot of temples as well, more than I can say 5,000 temples. All are dedicated to Lord Krishna. So since it's a festival time, so on every single day it's quite crowd. You
Hmm,
can
yeah.
see like if you are like a kind of devotee person, devotee traveler basically, so you'll find a lot of things you can just explore here. After coming here, you can just explore yourself if the
Great,
person
great.
is devotee. Yeah.
Yes, though I'm also living here nearby, but I haven't been there. But of course, I would like to go there in my future. So that's really great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so what about your English language? I would like to know that now you are speaking great English. So how did you learn? What did you do for this?
See, it has been my passion speaking English, and it is my passion till today. So earlier I used to search words from the dictionaries and writing down in my diary. These kind of things I used to do earlier, and it's been 3 years basically since when I started my channel. So I started my channel speaking with myself, doing self talk, doing self talk, talking with myself, getting myself recorded and then uploaded it on YouTube. So likewise this I started, but I can say I was kind of very fearful person. I used to fear to deal with people. I was making things because it has been my passion speaking in English, and I didn't have any environment. I didn't have
Oh,
any speaking partner. So I did it by my own, I can say.
oh my God, it's a great. Like you learn English by yourself.
Yes.
And what kind of difficulties did you face while learning?
See, I can say it's quite nowadays it has become a lame excuse. But earlier when I started my journey, I didn't have any partner. So nowadays, if somebody says so that we don't have any partner, we don't have any environment, so I can consider it as a lame excuse, because we have the first of all the resources, a lot of resources, and it's quite accessible. But earlier this was not the case. I'm not talking about 3 years back. Like, it has been my passion. So when I used to go to my school, and when I was my pursuing my my college, so that moment there was not such kind of resources and YouTube and all, and I didn't know much things about that. So I never ever tried to approach anybody, and I never ever had any inkling how can I do things. Okay, nobody would tell me that Nutan, you have to do such things like this. So, and I was not consistent. The fact was that I was not consistent. So this really matters. You need to become consistent to learn English language. So
Yes.
yeah, now I can say, just by talking with myself, and now I have the environment, because there are a lot of apps and it's quite
Yeah, yeah.
accessible. We can go through and choose somebody to talk with, right? So I
Mhm.
think it's quite effortless. So it's up to us. The ball is in your court. Basically, the decision is yours. Like, if you
Correct.
really want to have a good command over this English language, so you need to plunge into that. Basically, you need to just immerse yourself with this environment. Basically, try to talk in English with
Yes,
people,
yes.
with yourself. It all depends on you.
Great. So many beginners, they are going to learn so many things from you, because this language can be learned by ourselves, because here most of us, we don't have environment, so we have to do like this type of practice by ourselves. Like if I talk about myself, so I also did. So like what made you learn this language?
As I told you, it has been my passion. And if I tell you, like, earlier I didn't do like much thing for that. I didn't put in efforts. Basically, I was not consistent. If I tell you 10 years back, 8 years back, I never ever tried to do something different. Or I used to sometimes like collect words from the dictionary and write down in my diary, but not every time. Like, every now and then I used to do, and sometimes I write down, sometimes I learn them, sometimes I just forget them. Why? Because I was not using those words. And it's not about using the words, I can say. It's about how smoothly we are speaking things, right? So
Yes,
since
yes.
I didn't have any partner, and all the time I used to stay at home and didn't have any environment and all, so it was all the things was inculcated and accumulated in my mind, but I was not using them. So I can say it's not about the things we are filling in our mind. We are storing our mind with a lot of things, a lot of informations, and basically the input. It's about how like seriously you are taking this, that okay, I'm to speak in English, I have to take some steps, initiative, basically, to speak in English, because at the end of the day, you are the person, you have to speak in English, right? So it's not
Yes.
about all the time you are just pouring your heart out just to writing down things, reading things. Yes, reading is important, because when we read, we get to know a lot of words, as well as how we pronounce the word in the right way. It's really
Yes.
important, but at the end of the day, we have to speak. So we need to make ourselves to speak in English. So that's really important. And earlier I was not doing such things, like on every single day I was like, today I'm doing this, and again I just skip at least 3 4 days, 7 days, 8 days, again I started, again I just left. So these kind of things I used to do. So I was not consistent earlier. Yeah.
Great. So do you feel bored, like while learning English, you felt bored and you just try to give up, like, oh, it's my no, it is very hard not to going to learn being alone. So did you like feel this type of thought came in your mind, that okay, no,
Yeah,
I'm not going
yeah,
to learn because it is really
happens.
very hard for me.
It happens, and it happened with me earlier. I would not deny this fact, right? Because we are human beings, sometimes we feel like demotivated, and we feel like nobody is appreciating, and this happened with me as well. I would not defy this, because this happened with me. This was the fact, I can say. But even though, see, it matters. How does it matter? I can say, like, how we conquer over these kind of feelings, like kind of demotivation. If we feel like demotivated, so how do we get rid of these kind of feelings? So it's really important how we tackle those kind of like feelings. Basically, we have to combat with those
Hmm.
feelings. So and how will we combat with those feelings? If you have so much, like, I can say, you are filled with the ignition that I have to speak in English, I have to learn this English language, then you can do things. If you feel like,
Yes.
okay, you are just taking it so lightly, and you're not consistent, so I think things are not going in your
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
yeah, great. Because earlier I had a great passion to learn this language, but due to not having such thing, like so many, like I didn't have book, I didn't have environment, so I also, give up, like that. Okay, I'm not going to learn this language, and there that time there was no one who could guide me. So, like, of course, after giving up, again started doing my doing my work. It could be like farm work and any other work. So I had never ever thought that one day I will become fluent in English. But there was a passion in my heart and my mind. So giving up. However, like I always I always time thought about my English, that no, I'm not giving up, no matter whether I'm improving or not. So like in when I started, so in 6 months and 5 months, I didn't learn anything. However, I kept on working slowly over there. And when I started speaking, after learning some basic thing, when I started by myself, so I found that yes, I can speak something. So then I started speaking by myself, but it was like great, like I can say it was really very hard not to crack for me to like practice alone, being alone. So it was really very not, difficult for me. So, however, like I started speaking, then I went for audio call, and after that I went for a video call. And by this way, I got so much confidence from other people, listening their stories, and I found that yes, every person has problem. They are also struggling with their life. So yeah, so learning this language nowadays is really very easy, because every person has this social media, so they can take advantage of the social media. Earlier it was difficult, that we didn't have anything except grammar book. And after
Absolutely.
we didn't know that after learning tenses and some basic word we can speak. So we just learn and forget. It was going on. So nowadays it's a like it has become piece of cake for everyone. So this is so, like, people say here that I have been working for 2 years, 6 months, 1 year, I'm not improving. Why? Because you force yourself. I think you must have passion to learn this language. Your passion
Absolutely.
can make you fluent in English. Because earlier, while sleeping, I used to think about my this language. While sleeping in dream, I used to practice. So
Okay.
it's like we are making ourselves passionate about this language. We are pushing ourselves towards this language. So this thing, so totally I just devoted myself into this language, and now I can see that result. So this happened,
Yeah, right.
you think, and you just again you are thinking about your benefit, but you are not doing any hard work on it. I'm not saying you have to do hard work. You have to like do so many things to like learn this language, achieve this language. No. If whenever you get time, and you just whenever you learn, just learn, and like don't force yourself, don't feel bored. Just learn, because uh, it takes time. You are not going to become fluent in English within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So just keep patient. In my opinion, like there are so many beginners, they come and they come like being excited, and they start learning, but after 2 or 3 months they just go back, thinking that, oh, it is really very difficult. But no, it is not difficult. You think you make it difficult for you. Actually, this it is not.
Absolutely.
Hmm. So
Agree,
like,
agree.
see, like being a villager, I have never ever like taken classes. I have never ever found any teacher for me. So just because of this social media and my like practice, I'm able to speak. Now I don't have any shyness. Earlier I used to be a shy person. I can't speak to anyone on audio call. But now I can speak on video call, because I'm speaking nowadays every day. So I have become habit. So it's just because of your practice. So like
Absolutely.
anyone has passion, so nobody can stop them.
Yeah,
So
right.
this is, so what would you like to say here for beginner, that who just come and they just start learning, and after that they think that it's really very boring, so they just go by. So what would you like to say for them?
I would like to say, see, it depends on us, like how serious we are, okay? Like
Hmm.
how passionate we are. We have the willingness or not. If you're really having the willingness, the passion, you're so much enthusiastic towards this English language, then sooner or later, maybe in just 1 month, you can get a very good command. So it depends in your, like, if you are passionate inside, then definitely you will put in efforts. Anyhow, you will take out time to do your speaking practicing, anything you will do for that. So it depends, like how much serious you are, how seriously you are taking things. So it
Yeah.
depends on the consistency. The person
Hmm.
needs to, retain the continuity. Sometimes, because of the things like we are so much occupied, and sometimes we feel like so much exhausted, and all of a sudden somebody drops in at your place and you feel like I don't
Perfect.
have any like much time for this. See,
Yes.
we can do our speaking practicing anytime. Like whatever we are thinking, we can, whether we are like translating things, it's completely
Hmm.
okay. At least we can try. Think in English. Try to think in English. So I think it's not a very big job
Yeah, of
trying
course.
to think in
Hmm.
English, right? So it is
Correct.
a kind of a practicing. It is a kind of practicing, I can say. If we try to think in English, whether we are like translating the things from our mother tongue into English, completely okay. The main thing is that rather you are like doing the things like a translation you are doing, okay, but you are speaking. So that
Hmm.
really matters. At the end of
Correct.
the day, you have to
Hmm.
converse
Yes.
with people, convey your thoughts with other person in English. So
Hmm.
just try to do this, speaking, practicing, and all. Yeah,
Yeah, of course, correct, ma'am. And of course, it happens like with us. Sometimes we feel bored, and it's like we didn't learn anything. We have been working for long time, but I think I'm not learning anything. So it happens. In the beginning, it's happened. So I must say that we should make ourselves comfortable with this language, and whatever you know, you just try to speak. And just
absolutely.
make yourself satisfied here. That thinking that okay, now I can speak something, now I can ask something, question, anything, any question to anyone. So this is, so we have to do this. We should not make ourselves uncomfortable with this language. Someone says that you have to learn like so many idiom phrases and so many things. You can speak even basic English, and when you're comfortable with your basic English, so of course everything will come to you, advanced structure, vocab, everything, because you are listening, you are talking every day, so everything will come to you gradually. So thank you so much, man, that you have given me your precious time. So let's wind
Thank
up
you.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.